May.
All right, let's go to the phone, see who's out there. We'll start with Tony and Avon. Hi, Tony.
How are you gentlemen doing tonight?
Fine. How are you, sir?
Good, good. First, I'll start off with the positives. I think that all the bullpen signings are probably the best that we could expect, giving so many needs in the same area at one point in time. I think one or two of the guys will unfortunately be disappointment. One or two will probably play average, and one or two will probably play surprisingly well.
You take that, wouldn't you?
I take that. That would make us a much better bullpen than we were last year.
No, compared to where you were, it's miles above. A little bit neutral on the Barfield signing, but my biggest disappointment is that I think our biggest need was a right-handed corner position player, somebody who could perennially hit 30 home runs, drive in 100 or more RBIs. And when I see, or I read, I should say, some of the comments in the paper that Mark Shapiro makes about the Indians having the second best offense in baseball based on the total number of runs scored, I think they're over-evaluating the offense. And when Bob DiBiasio was in last week, he made the same reference at least once. Now, it's true that if you add up all the runs that the Indians accumulated in 2006, yes, they were second in the American League after only the Yankees. But I think if you take a closer look at the numbers, you're going to find that the Indians, for the last 3 years, have a history of between 10 and 12 games a year scoring 12 or more runs when they only needed 3 or 4 to win the game. Okay, and it's one of the puzzles that they try and figure out is, well, how come after we score 10 runs and we only score 1 run the next game and 3 runs the game after that?
Which, by the way, Tony, may add to the fact that there were so few save opportunities last year.
Absolutely.
Is that
makes
fair?
sense? Yeah, there were a lot of where we blew their team out or they blew us out. So there.
Oh, sure.
I remember, I forget which series it was. There was like a 12-1 game. The next night, it was switched around to 13-2. The other team and
yeah. Well, it's my first recollection is 2004. We go into New York. We beat them like 22-2. The first game of a 3-game series, and we lost the other 2 games. Well, you lost 2 out of 3. Okay. If we look at the
all right, so who's that right-handed hitter out there that's a 30 homer, 100 RBI guy? That
at this stage of the game, you have to look either internally or through some type of a trade. But when I hear that Ryan Garco is scheduled to start the season at either on the bench or AAA, I'm concerned. I'm also concerned because I think his production in the 180 so at bats that he had last year was absolutely fantastic.
All right, let's have Paul respond to that.
Yeah, Tony, I agree with you that a big right-handed bat in the middle of our lineup would be a great addition to the club. I don't agree that it was our most important need, but we did go out. We were talking about Manny Ramirez earlier. We explored that. We were fairly aggressive on Gary Sheffield, actually. That didn't work out. We made an offer to Moises Alou that was superior to the offer he accepted with the Mets. But that was not our number one priority. Our number one priority was the bullpen and was finding what we hope to be a long-term answer at second base.
Well, you didn't have to give Alou that much because I think Social Security would have kicked in on the difference.
Yeah, I was a little nervous about his age, but he was very productive last year, and he would have looked pretty good between Hafner and Martinez.
Anything else, Tony?
No, but just pay more attention to what guys do with men in scoring position. Give Garco a chance and let the numbers speak for themselves.
Garco will get a chance, and I mean, it's really, I think, a great thing for the organization that somebody what has accomplished what Garco has accomplished in half a season may not make the starting lineup or even the roster. That's a good thing. That means that when somebody doesn't perform, and invariably that happens, we have somebody like Garco ready to step up.
I happen to be a Garco fan, and I know he's got deficiencies defensively. He probably can't be a catcher, and probably in the long run would struggle at first. But it seems to me that you're giving different weight to what Marte does offensively. In other words, he struggled, and the thought is, well, he'll come around. And yet Garco, who sort of came around, you're almost saying, well, we don't think he'll do as well. Is that? Of course, Marte gives you defense too, though.
Right. This is where I say that Mark Shapiro, Chris Antonetti should be sitting in the chair commenting on that. But I'll repeat what I've heard them say many times is that Marte. We had a significant upgrade in our defense when we went from Marte to Boone, and there's some expectation that Marte will produce offensively. Will he produce offensively to the same extent that Garco already has? I don't know. But the sense is that having Blake at first base with the defense he provides and the offense he's capable of is an improvement over having Garco there, who, as good as he was, still only did it for half a season. and they're pretty high on his offense. I always go harken back to Kareem Garcia, who tore it up in the second half of 2002.
Yeah, he did.
But when he started the season off, then it was he kind of fell back to his norm. Now I think people think Garko's going to hit.
All right, let's go to Wayne in Strongsville. Wayne, go ahead. You're on the air.
Hi, Les. How you doing?
All right. How about you?